What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the Round 6 Collingwood Bulldogs AFLW game. So let's run that intro, jump straight into it. So just before we do jump straight into it, of course, follow me on all my social media accounts. Also, I am now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. Pretty much what it is this video just in an MP3 form. So if you don't like seeing my face, but you don't mind my voice and my views, you can jump onto wherever you get your podcasts from, type in Swoop Luke, and the latest episode will be there. But if you are a new swooper, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you like what I'm putting out. Lots of big things coming. And if you are a returning swooper, thank you so much for rejoining me. So let's get into this review now. So in a game that saw the good and the bad of any Collingwood team, the girls played the Bulldogs on a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon at Victoria Park. I got down there myself and it was pristine. It was very hot, but it's so good being, at the home of the Collingwood Football Club. What I mean when I say that the girls played good and they played bad, just like classic Collingwood, we finished the half with 7 behinds. We had a lot of the possession and we just weren't converting. We actually kicked 8 points before we kicked a goal. And thanks to Sir Swamp Thing on Twitter, that 8 points and then winning the game is the only time that has happened in AFLW history. So that's pretty freaking crazy. We're history makers at the Collingwood Football Club. In that first half, there was only 1 goal kicked, and that was obviously by the Bulldogs. When they went down there into their forward line, they didn't look threatening, but any sort of attack on goal was going to be threatening if we just had kept kicking behinds. And after half time, something needed to click, and thankfully something did click. We put on a 7-goal second half, and we ended up winning 6 on the trot, first on the ladder, premiership favourites. The first girl to kick our first goal for the game was, of course, Chloe Malloy, and she keeps that record of most consecutive goals in AFLW. I think she's up to a goal in her last 10 or 11 games, which is just absolutely phenomenal, and another AFLW record. It was a tale that's been repeated in our midfield with Bree Davey just racking up the disposals, 28 disposals and 1 goal. Just, I say it every single video, and I mean it. She is just amazing, and her presence in the midfield makes us a much better team. But the likes of Britt Benici, 22 disposals, she's just come from the clouds. I think, in her last few seasons, she obviously hasn't been this good, and it just shows that the girls are getting better. And I think that's epitomised by the likes of Ruby. She's an All-Australian defender at the moment in my very biased eyes. She has just been smashing it, and when the ball's coming into the back line, and you've got Ruby, you got Stacey Livingston, you got Lauren Butler, who is another one that's just come out of nowhere, but a few years in the system. You are pretty much safe as houses down there, and we have developed this defensive winning team, and we know that obviously scoring goals is always going to win you games, and you need obviously just goals on the board, but you also need a good defense to keep the opposition to a low score. And we kept Bulldogs to 15 points despite, when they were attacking, they were really attacking, but like I keep saying, Ruby, Stace, Lauren, whoever is down there at the time, it's just very, very, very sound defense. And much like the guys' defense, we've conceded the 3rd lowest points in AFLW at the moment, and that's a testament to where our backline has come from. So my likes and dislikes. I liked Abby Maloney's debut. 2 goals, 2 very nice goals. Didn't get a lot of the ball, but 2 nice goals when we needed it. 1 straight after Chloe's and 1 a bit later on as well. So I liked that debut for her. I'm liking just what the girls are putting out in that second half to be able to just switch it on after kicking 8 behinds. When you kick that many behinds, you start getting the yips in front of goal. We hit the woodwork twice as well in that third quarter. So it's just, you start getting the yips, you start doubting yourself, but the girls went back, steadied, and put 7 goals on the board. I liked our entries into the forward 50. We went at over 60% conversion rate when we did get up there. We got it up there about 40 times. But if you look at the stats, we had 10 tackles inside the forward 50 compared to the Bulldogs' 3. That just shows that the girls are willing to put their body on the line to keep the ball in play and, create that turnover, create that other chance of goal. We took 8 marks into the forward 50. So when you've got Sophie Alexander clunking him as well as Chloe and stuff like that, it does really help. And Ashlyn Sheridan as well down there as well. As I'm recording this, Tani Brown has just been named the Women's AFLW Round 6 Rising Star nominee. She had a good game as well. She's exactly like her brother, exactly like her dad. Puts her body on the line. Kicked a very, very nice goal from a very acute angle. 3 tackles and 15 disposals. So, congrats to her as well. My dislikes, there is not a lot to dislike about this game, but just, like I said, those 8 behinds before we kicked the goal created that scoreboard pressure. And I don't know, I don't watch all of the girls' games, so I can only attest to what I do see with the Collingwood team. We just look like we're afraid to switch the ball. Now, if that comes from skill level or the yips or not wanting to turn it over, that's something that definitely needs to be looked at, and something that was looked at in the second half. In that first half, we were very fumbly, trying to just get the quickest avenue to goal. When there was a lot of switchability in the play, we just didn't take it. In that second half, we tended to switch the play a little bit more, opens the ground up, spreads it out. What you don't want to keep doing is, if the ball comes to you this way with all those people there, all those players there, you don't want to just kick it out to all those players again, because there's 20 players just vying for the ball. You want to be able to someone break away and switch. Jamie Lambert was one that was always free, and you can kind of use her as a link-up play. Good mark, quick, and she has a high footy IQ as well. So you want to use that as that link-up play going into the 50. Something that we did do in the second half, but something that we need to look at throughout the whole sort of game. All in all, I am absolutely loving what the girls are putting out. The Dogs scared us a little bit. We scared ourselves, but we have that ability and we can back ourselves to, when we've got our backs against the wall, we can hit it hard. And next week, it's not going to stop. We verse the Brisbane Lions, who are sitting 3rd on the ladder, who are a very great football team. We verse them up in Brisbane at 3:10 on, lo and behold, another Sunday game. I don't know why they keep putting us on Sundays. A little bit stupid. But anyway, it's another Sunday game. That will be the biggest test of the season so far. And then we're back at Vic Park. And then at the end of the season, we go to Adelaide, who will be another test. So we've got a big 3 weeks coming up. Like, I'd love to go through the season undefeated, but if the girls drop 1 or 2 games, I don't think that's going to matter much in the big scheme of things. We've cemented our spot in the top 6 at least. That's all that really matters. We just got to keep that momentum up. And like I said last week, the good thing about losing is that you know where your holes are in your team and you can work on them. When you keep winning, you don't know where they are, and then you get exposed in a final or something like that. So sometimes losing is good. Do I want to lose? Hell no, I want to keep winning. But we'll see next week against the Brisbane Lions. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. If you agree with me, if you don't, how you think the girls are going, who's been your favourite of the girls so far. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you all later.
Ooh la la.